Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the casino that is the stock market. My name is Shades. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe and give the video a like. It really helps the channel grow. Now let's jump into the video. Nvidia stock sitting at 122.67 after such an incredible earnings. Despite incredible earnings, we are experiencing some volatility in the markets. Nvidia stock slips after earnings forecast top estimates amid incredible demand for its next gen chip. Q2 earnings revenue 30 billion, estimate was 28.8 billion. Adjusted EPS 68 versus 64. Data center revenue 26.3 billion and 25 billion. And estimate gaming revenue up over almost 3 billion compared to the 2.7 billion estimate. And despite all that, turns out that the stock having good earnings doesn't exactly mean that we're gonna pump to the moon. A lot of put buyers made some money, and a lot of longs who bought calls, they're probably holding them, hoping that this explodes. What's going to happen in the markets? I'm not going to pretend like I know. I'm not going to look at you and tell you, hey, I think this is. I can tell you what I think. I don't know what's going to happen because this has to recapture. This has to break out right here, right now at 123.7. If we can break out, we can come back potentially to 130, and if we can break out above that, potentially go to all-time highs. But the fact that it's struggling right now to break that level, if we get a cross under on the MACD here, you'll notice that cross under has happened before. The last time it happened, we dumped to as low as 90. We went under 100. And I'm pointing this out because some people right now are getting a little too excited. We don't know what the market's going to do. That's why you got people buying puts and buying calls. And this is why I said exercise caution, because we don't know what's going to happen here. If this brings the market down, it's going to get nice and cheap. So my recommendation is my personal. If I was an actual analyst, my personal buy zone will be at exactly under 100. This thing is a buy under 100. Now, I know some of you thinking, what if it never comes down under 100? Sir, did you miss that bear market? Were you blind? Look at this bear market. Ooh. Well, this is post forward stock split, but that bear market sent it from $34 to $10. That's a third of the share price just dumping in a bear market. Again, this isn't taking into consideration the forward stock split. So what I'm trying to say is never say never. Because people kept saying, oh yeah, Tesla will never go down to 100. Guess what? It did. In fact, it came under 200 several times already. So never say, oh no, you won't see these prices again. Guys, are you kidding me? Where are you living? Be very careful. Let's just wait and see what happens. But if it does come down on 100, I'm loading up again. A lot of the smart ones, including me, we bought under 100. It just didn't make sense. That drop made no sense. I was like, okay, you're giving this stock to me under 100. Oh, thank you. I'll have another. I mean, I'm not gonna complain if you're gonna keep giving me this stock under 100. So that is your line right here. That is the line in the sand. If we come down under that line in the sand, you better start accumulating this bad boy under 100. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. The market doesn't care what I think. Doesn't care what you think. Doesn't care about my opinion, your opinion. If it comes down under 100, buy it up. This thing, if you look at this quarterly chart, look at that quarterly chart. This is a quarterly chart, by the way. Look at this yearly chart. Okay, look at this quarterly chart again. Let me just show you. Look at this. This thing just, since 2003, I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing a stock that just continues to climb higher and higher. Like, you could have bought the dip. You could have bought the top here. Could have bought the top here. And it still came back up for you and then some. It's hard to lose on a stock that continues for 20 plus years, that continues to skyrocket higher and higher over the long term. You could average down and hold a bag on it. It still comes back up for you. That is the difference between buying something like Mullen stock and something like Nvda. Let's look at Mullen stock. Just wanted to show you Mullen stock here real quick. You'll notice right away, Mullen stock, what is this thing even doing? Look at the monthly, and it's a completely different story. It's 2021. It's in a permanent bear market for all intents and purposes. Since 2021, it just continues to go down lower. I don't know about you guys, but it seems to me like averaging down on a stock like Nvda, it's a winner long term. If you don't mind holding the bag, quote unquote, the bag, which is, I don't even know if you would want to call it a bag when it continues to move up like this. So I just wanted to show you why you want to average down on good stocks, on good companies more than anything. And these monthly candles, this looks like a bull flag, honestly, on the monthly at least. Let's look at Max. I mean, look at this thing. It just keeps going up. There's no stopping it. The only thing that would stop it is the world would have to come to an end, and AI and quantum computing and chips, just completely, technology would just have to fall off the face of the earth. Kind of like Bitcoin. Bitcoin would have to fall off the face of the earth in order for Bitcoin miners and Bitcoin itself to drop off the face of the earth. I mean, if you believe that technology and AI are just going to disappear, then don't buy Nvidia. But for all intents and purposes, I believe technology is going to be around for a long time. So I will continue to buy when prices get cheap. That is my opinion. Of course, you do what you think is best for you and your portfolio. I would let's look at the comments. Let's see what comments I have to say here. Because this is Mumu NX, which is their new version here. Shorts are being burned. If drop, just buy. Yeah, I agree with that. If it drops, just buy it. Just don't overthink it. Let other people be bearish. Let them be scared. In the description below, there will be a Word document where I talk about my trading strategies and my journey in the markets. It's a small little Word document, 10 pages. You can read it. It's like a pamphlet. You can read it while you're taking a dump. So feel free to check that out. It's free. You can download it in the description below. Nvda earnings report. Announcements. Ratings. I'm pretty sure the ratings were adjusted. I've seen some, strong buy. Price target raised to 140. The ratings, they're at like 150 plus. So as of right now, just because analysts say, hey, this is worth so much more than where it's at right now, doesn't mean it's a buy. We like being cheapskates. I don't know about you guys. I'm a cheapskate. Like, you give me this under 100 again, or I don't want it. Give it to me under 100. If not, that's okay. There's plenty of stocks out there that are nice and cheap right now. And then when stocks start running, they will get nice and expensive because other people will chase it up for us. There's always opportunity somewhere. Always opportunity somewhere. So that's my commentary here on Nvidia stock. I would, if this cross under plays out, that's what I'm watching for, then I would expect some downside to come in. And just something feels off, right? Does anyone else feel like this is kind of, something's off? Like, why did we beat on earnings? Everything looks good on earnings, and we're coming down. Like, wait a minute, what? Where are the buyers? Why aren't buyers buying this thing? It's incredible. And they also announced a share buyback, by the way. So it boggles the mind. Like, you would think, oh, it beat on earnings, we're gonna skyrocket, right? But that's not the case. We're getting the opposite effect, which is why I'm saying this is why I don't play options. People always ask me, why don't you trade options? Why do you just buy and hold shares? Because buying and holding shares on a stock like Nvidia over the long term, or even Bitcoin miners when they get cheap, you don't want to buy Bitcoin miners at the top. I promise you, not with that volatility, because you're going to get destroyed. You want to buy Bitcoin miners when it's cheap. So you want to buy Bitcoin itself when it's cheap, not here at 60K. But anyways, that's besides the point. I don't play options because, especially around earnings, because you just don't know what's going to happen. It could have the greatest PRs in the world and still drop, as we've just seen. So why play the 50-50? We're here to play, 20-80. We're here to have low risk, as little risk as possible, and as maximum reward as we can get trading a stock. So right now, your low risk and maximum reward is going to be under 100. And by the looks of it, we'll see how this closes. This close is going to be important. If we can get back up above 123, that would be great. But for the time being, it's looking like we're struggling to stay up there. And let's look at where's the 3 minute? There we go. Yeah, we're just ranging right now. between 121 and 123. It's so much. That's how you know there's so much uncertainty. Like buyers and sellers right now are just fighting for control of the share price. It's nice to see that. Anyways, guys, if you want to make a lot of money in the stock market, feel free to join the Patreon. Feel free to join the premium Discord. We're always alerting bottoms. Again, check out the Word document below if you want to learn more about how we operate. But another way you can make money is just by watching the channel, hitting subscribe, hitting like, letting me know what your thoughts are on the current market situation. We do have the presidential election as well. Who knows how that's going to affect the markets? People are saying we're going to skyrocket if Trump wins. Some people are saying if Kamala wins, we're going to dump. I'm not going to get political. All I'm saying is just be aware that the next couple of months going to be a little wild, all right? So I would take advantage of any volatility to the downside on good companies like Nvda itself. And that's it for the video. I will see you in the next one.